Hey everyone, and welcome to this third stimulus check package update, the $1,400 stimulus check update for today. And today is probably the biggest day of any of these updates, and I'll tell you what's going on. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome to the Late Night Grind, a new YouTube channel I just started a couple of months ago. I'm covering these stimulus check packages, and I've been covering these stimulus package updates, and like I said, today is a big one. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, click the subscribe button. Don't forget to tap the bell notification icon, and if you want to support this channel even further, help new YouTube channels like this grow, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So if you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, well, let's get into it. So just a couple hours ago, Joe Biden actually signed the American Rescue Plan, the third stimulus package. It was sent to him and put on his desk for signature. Originally, this was going to happen tomorrow night. It was pushed from Thursday to Friday morning, and then it was pushed to Friday night. But because of a shift in schedule, they actually got it to him to sign earlier today. And so what does this mean for timeframes? Well, now that this is signed, the first thing that they're going to do is tell the IRS to begin preparing to send out the stimulus checks. Now, if you typically get your stimulus checks in direct deposit, these are what are going to go out first. Checks are going to be sent second, and debit cards third. Now, I did read a report somewhere that some people, the very first batch of direct deposits that they start sending out, will have these checks by the weekend. So possibly Saturday or Sunday, the first batch of people will be getting their stimulus money. Former Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that at this point, it looks like all the stimulus money, or approximately 100 million Americans, should receive their money in the next 7 to 14 days. So the vast majority of Americans who are eligible for these checks should receive them in the next 2 weeks. But like I said, this weekend, you're going to start to hear some people reporting that they got their direct deposits. Now, if you get yours by check, or you had to do a non-filer where you file with the IRS through their Get My Payment portal, that's going to take a little bit longer if they're going to need to send you physical checks. If you don't have a bank account on file with the IRS, then that's the reason why. And so what they're doing is they're going to base it on your 2020 tax returns. If you don't have your 2020 tax returns done yet, they're going to base it on your 2019 tax returns. If you don't have your 2019 tax returns in, you might have to go into the My Payment portal and send in your information as a non-filer. But I would suggest getting at least one of those tax returns in, especially if you have dependents or special situations where you know you're going to be getting checks for dependents, as well as upcoming child tax credits. So now that we know what the $1,400 stimulus checks are doing, I do want to talk about that child tax credit because some of the information has shifted around a little bit in the past couple of weeks in terms of how the money would be sent out, who would get them, and so forth. So I just wanted to clear this up. So as it stands in the bill, if you have a child that's 6 years age, that's of the age of 6 or under, they are qualifying for a child tax credit of $3,600. If your child is age over 6 to 17, they qualify for a $3,000 child tax credit. So basically what they're doing is allowing up to half of that amount to be collected in the form of monthly payments or periodic payments. It was actually written that it would be sent out monthly, hence these monthly payments. The Senate parliamentarian actually ruled that they can't write into that bill these child tax credits would be sent on a monthly basis. So it had to be written in that the Biden administration would come in and send periodic payments. And from what I've read, it looks like they're either going to send these out quarterly or they still may do it monthly. They just couldn't write in a specific time frame into the bill. I have no idea why, that's just what the ruling was. So what the IRS is actually doing is, and it's not ready yet, but they're actually building a portal on their website similar to the Get My Payment portal for the stimulus checks. They're going to be building a portal in which, so basically what you're going to do is go into that My Payment portal and make sure you have all the information about your kids that you want in there. They'll probably need to know birthdays, social security numbers, things like that. And my guess is they're going to want to know if you're going to choose to get these, to get half of the child tax credit in the form of those periodic payments, or if you don't want those and you just want to get that in a lump sum when you do your 2021 tax returns, which will happen in the spring of 2022. So you'll need to decide that for yourself, but that is approximately what's going on. So basically, if you choose to take that advance on the child's tax credit on the periodic through these periodic payments, you're just going to get less back in your tax return or have less of a tax credit when you do your 2021 taxes. And as it stands right now, this expansion of the child tax credit is just for the year 2021. Originally, the idea was to make this a 2 or 3 year thing with the hope of making this permanent, but right now that's not the case. It's just for 1 year. They may have to come up with a separate law if they want to extend it or expand it or try to make it permanent. But like I said, right now it's just 1 year. Unemployment benefits will run out for millions of people on March 14th. However, with Joe Biden signing this stimulus plan today, those of you who are getting this unemployment boost will continue to get it. There's going to be no gap, no lapse in coverage. There's nothing different that you have to do. It's going to be that $300 per week payment that you've been getting basically on a weekly basis if you're unemployed. And that's going to continue all the way through the end of September when they will finally run out. Now, it looks like from what I've heard, this will probably be the last unemployment boost that the government gives. So at the end of September, this unemployment insurance, this unemployment boost will end and most likely will not be extended. And as it stands right now, we've been talking about a fourth stimulus check package, or at least a fourth stimulus package that the Biden administration has been floating out there. They're calling it the Build Back Better package or the infrastructure package, depending on who you see cover it in the news. And right now, they're just floating all kinds of ideas about infrastructure plans, possible stimulus checks, automatic stabilizers for economic issues. And one of the two biggest things being discussed right now that Democrats want included in this new infrastructure package is one, a $15 minimum wage, and two, monthly stimulus checks. I've read that there are as many as 12 Democratic senators that are now on board with monthly stimulus checks coming out of this fourth stimulus check package, and as many as 50 to 60 Democrats in the House of Representatives that actually support monthly ongoing stimulus checks. So we're going to have to see over the next month or two what the talks look like, because even Nancy Pelosi herself said she thinks that the virus is actually going to be the biggest determining factor in whether or not there is more stimulus needed, more stimulus packages, checks, anything to do with unemployment or anything like that. And she's probably right. But as it stands right now, this third stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan, has been signed by Joe Biden. Instructions are on the way to the IRS to get the stimulus checks out as fast as they can. And that is the biggest news of the day and probably the week. I also want to direct you guys to a video that I previously made that if you're interested in growing or expanding that $1,400 stimulus check, and so if you're thinking about putting it into the market or putting it into savings and kind of keeping it for a rainy day, or maybe you want to see what you can actually do with it in terms of growing it, I made a video, I'll link it up here. You can see how investing it over time into something really, really simple can just expand it and grow it exponentially. So go check out that video. Also, I just put out a video earlier about NFT art, a piece of NFT art that just sold for over $69 million, which to me is just crazy and off the wall. So you go check out that video. It's kind of a trending thing right now. If you have not heard of NFTs, it's basically where people can create digital works of art and authenticate it with what they call an NFT token, which means it's a one of a kind, and if you own it, you are the only one that can own it. It can't be duplicated or replicated. It's basically like owning a one-of-a-kind work like the Mona Lisa. There are no replications. So anyway, the NFT world is kind of going nuts right now. You can click on that video up here if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about that. And if you're new to the channel, I would invite you to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you'll be notified when I release a new video. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Well, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.